Bigger. We're about to go live on YouTube in 3, 2, 1.
Let's get it.
Welcome, Waterwave Morning Show family. Thank you for tuning into the conspiracy theory episode. We've never really done like a specific genre episode, so we'll see how it goes today and how you guys like it. Maybe it'll be something we'll do in the future. But I'm Ricky. That's Wayne. His world, not yours. My world, not yours. He runs the Say No More podcast brand, and I'm over here working with the Waterwave TV brand. Tap in with him. Say No More Podcast 1 on Instagram. You see it on the screen right now. And tap in with us at Waterwave TV. You see it on the page right now. We do this every Thursday and Saturday morning, and we're gonna get into some conspiracies today. But before we get into that, we gotta talk about what has been going on recently. How have you been? It's been like a couple days since I seen you.
Yup, been a couple days, man. Thursday we shot, man. So Saturday, man, it's been all right, man. It's been pretty good, man. Just watching the basketball games. Fucking power got leaked last night. I was pissed off about that, but other than that, we're doing good.
Power went out?
So the show Power.
Oh, I was like, what?
Yeah, it's basically the last 2 episodes, and they're on a break this week. So some guy decides to leak both the episodes, and they're still on YouTube now. So I had to hurry up and watch both those last night. But other than that, man, life is good, man. Life is good.
Yeah, it's been pretty smooth over here. Been really busy at the shop, getting shit together. 1 week since our show, so always like a bunch going on.
You were at Drewski, right?
Yeah.
How was that?
Talk about that.
Yeah, that shit like it was lit, bro. Shout out to you. What was that? You and Ricky.
Yeah. Okay. So we got this new partnership, Waterwave TV, Packed House Live. It's been in the works for a minute, but now it's finally happening this summer. We are pulling up to a lot of events, and we're gonna be doing interviews with artists, fans that are in the crowd, outside. Get backstage if possible. I mean, we get Waterwave and Packed House Live, Ricky and Ricky.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Two very like don't take no for an answer type people at shows. Like we've both been through it where we've he's worked with Floyd Mayweather Money Team for a long time, and I've like finessed my way through to get in the backs of rooms and media passes and all this and that. So I'm excited for the summer because we partnered up and we're going to be doing a lot of content. We went to Larry June and we interviewed the opener and a bunch of fans outside, and I think I have like 5 interviews from that I have to drop now, like just like quick 2 minutes interviews. I interviewed Juice Lord out there, so it was fire. Got like a 5-minute interview with him, so I was like, this is going to be a great opportunity to be able to interview these artists at these events, or even just outside after that bar close, or outside a Gold Room when they're waiting in line, like shit like that, to actually get like a genuine interviewing with someone outside, so I don't have to worry about scheduling times with people. Like just pull up, find them outside, and get an interview in.
It's almost like that like that Vice aspect where it's like investigative journalism, but like more so like you're outside, you're talking to people one-on-one. Like that's dope because that's one thing that we don't have here. And I remember a while ago didn't you do that shit with Paul Blaze? Shout out to Paul Blaze too. You did with Paul Blaze too, didn't you? Something like that?
Yeah, I did like a tour in North Minneapolis with Paul Blaze.
Cool,
I want to do more of those too, now that it's nice outside. And I think that could be something that I could probably partner up with Packed House Live, because they have the cameraman, the equipment, like they're the ones supplying a lot of like basically the equipment, and I'm just like the on camera guy for all these videos. And they secured he posted about it, so it's public knowledge somewhere. They secured like a $500,000 investment for Packed House Live recently.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yep. I'm excited for basically we got a lot of work coming in the future together from the content side, and it's been something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. Walk outside with a microphone, and it feels so natural doing it. But we did it at the Drewski show, and the way we got tapped in with that, we were familiar with 50 Tyson. That was he got invited.
50, yeah.
He got invited to go open up or perform with Drewski throughout or early on. Like Drewski texted him like 2 months ago, like, yo, when I come to Minneapolis, I need you out there. So basically, the Could Have Been Records tour, he basically had like 16 different acts come on stage and try out for Could Have Been Records.
He had Migo on there.
Yeah, I seen Migo there. He had. Deja Miguel was there. Breezy Too Fresh, I think, was up there.
For real?
I believe it was, unless it was his doppelganger, but I'm pretty sure it's him.
Oh.
There was a lot of like I seen a couple other local rappers. I'm blanking on who it was now, but basically 50 Tyson was the last contestant to go on stage. Like and he came out and oh my god, 50 Tyson, yeah. And Drewski had him rap the OG shit.
Oh yeah.
So we got a vlog from that night coming soon, and then I interviewed a bunch of fans outside, and I interviewed 50 Tyson outside and talked about his experience and on stage and meeting Drews, all that type of shit. So yeah, that's kind of how we got tapped in with that. So Ricky from Packed House Live is closer to 50 Tyson. I mean, we're both pretty close. Like 50 Tyson fucks with us, but I don't really know him like that.
They from
But
the same city, ain't they?
I think so.
Yeah. I think they from over north. Right
Yeah,
there.
I think so. And so we hit a 50 Tyson like, yo, you know, you need any help tonight? Like, you know, getting to and from, managing, like connecting to make sure you're there on time. Like, what's the schedule looking like?
Right.
And so Ricky basically helped him with all that. And then got a few extra passes for me and his cameraman.
Oh, see.
So we got in there to be able to record it, and I got to go watch it in backstage. I got to see Drewski. I didn't necessarily get to meet him. He was after the show. He basically just walked straight back to his back room, but that's where he got the picture
Oh,
of 50
yeah,
Tyson. Like,
yeah.
let's flick up real quick before I gotta go and whatever. Cause you know he was in Milwaukee the next day or Madison, whatever.
Yeah,
So,
we gotta keep it pushing.
that's how tours be. But yeah, this shit was pretty cool. I did hear a lot of people weren't the biggest fan of it, but I don't think they knew what to expect.
I was just about to say that. I saw
Yeah.
that on social media where people were saying like what it was, and I'm like, do y'all not watch the dude's page?
Yeah.
Like this is a different era. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like the comedian, that type of this social media way of comedian is like it's in now. It's a different lane. So it's like it wasn't a comedy show. It was a Drewski show. Y'all motherfuckers, y'all went, man. You got to just enjoy shit. You can't have everything be your way. Shout out
Yeah,
to, shout
'cause
out to Drewski.
I think some of the fans were expecting Drewski to be up there just cracking jokes the whole time, and I kind of expected that too. But
He didn't tell no jokes. So what was he doing?
so basically the whole show was just people trying out for Could Have Been Records. Like someone would come on stage, he'd be like, nah, that ain't it, or like roast them or whatever.
He wasn't doing enough. You think of roasting it?
So I didn't get to see like the first half of the show because I got there a little late and we were like in the back waiting our turn so I didn't get to see a lot of it. But literally like as soon as 50 Tyson was done, the show ended. So I don't think there was and he went and we were out of there by 10. Doors were at 8. I assume he went on at like 9. So there probably wasn't much before that. But I was thinking about it. I'm pretty sure it's the Could Have Been Records tour.
That's
So
what
it's not the
yeah.
Drewski tour. He's
Yeah.
going on tour doing what he
How he got
does,
famous.
what he does on
On
Instagram,
Instagram,
Live. It'd be like
yeah.
if we did the Waterwave morning show tour, you wouldn't see everybody else that's on the Waterwave effect
Exactly.
here, or you wouldn't see there wouldn't be a sneaker deal going on, or we wouldn't be performing music. It'd be like what we do on the specific alley of what we do.
What we doing?
But and then I did see someone commented on our page and it was like feeling for the artist. Like he said, oh, a bunch of artists didn't know they were gonna get clowned. And I was like, bro, you should know who Drewski is for one. And like if you're showing up to a comedian's auditions, like some, I don't know. I just think maybe they're like, it's like you showed up to a comedian's auditions and he literally has been posting like throughout his tour that he's been roasting people auditioning for his show. Like it's literally been a series on his YouTube channel. Like
I don't even follow him, and I know what he does. I don't understand the people's comprehension, and I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's like how do I say it? It's a lot of bitch assness within a lot of people here, where it's like they always are so fucking sensitive about something. Like somebody said, "Oh, they clowned the artist." What are you talking about, bro? The artist got on stage. It's all fun and games. Like this wasn't a Motown record executive meeting at the office where you about to get signed. People just want to be Burger King. You can't always have it your way though.
Yeah,
man. You can't.
I could see people getting a little upset that they got clowned on stage when they really wanted to show their talent off. But it's like you have to expect that, though, if you know what you're doing. Because I even seen someone that I know, and I don't want to maybe put them on blast, but I seen someone I know and respect a lot, and is a very talented artist in the city that was out there. And when they got off stage, I was like, "Oh, what's good? How'd you get tapped in?" They're like, "Oh, we showed up to the auditions or whatever." And they're like, "Oh, we didn't know it was gonna be like this, though. We thought we were actually gonna be able to perform."
Oh, he wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, they just like they I mean they weren't like super mad about it. They brushed their shoulder off and just kind of went off. But I could see some people there was even one person on stage I thought was about to break a tear. I could just kind of see it in their face, like
Bro, dead ass.
'cause-
Did y'all got this on footage? I gotta see this shit. Now I didn't know it was like
well,
this.
no, since it's a comedy show, you're not allowed to
film it, yeah,
everything. Luckily, the dude let us film 50 Tyson's set, so we have like professional video of his shit and like my phone. I recorded his whole thing on my phone too. But
Bro, that's crazy.
But no, there was another artist that went on before and said something like, "Oh, how old are you?" And she said, "I'm 22." And then he said, "Oh, you fresh out the streets. Like we don't need that over here," or something. Like a joke that he would probably make on IG Live. And he's like, this was towards the end, so you knew what to expect.
Exactly.
But I was like, damn, like she almost looks like she was about to like, just like catch too many feelings. But you got hundreds of people watching you and shit. Like I wouldn't, you're gonna, if you get embarrassed on stage, you're gonna. But I mean, it's what you. I mean, at the end of the day, it's good spirits. I think at the end of it, like in the moment, you might be like, "Oh fuck, do I look stupid?" But then when you're done, you're like, "Oh, that was funny. That was cool. That was fun." So I I commend everyone that went up there and did it knowing they were going to get clowned. But if anyone went up there trying to like actually like show off their talent and that was what they thought they were going to do, then you should have just did a little more research.
that was what I was gonna say. I was like, people got to start doing research and knowing what they're signing themselves up for. Because even if you want to be a rapper, you want to be lit all this. What makes you think that when you get a fan base, there's gonna be a lot of people talking bad about you too?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get people, but people live in this fantasy land. Fantasy land, la la land, the
But yeah,
Matrix.
overall, and another thing too is like I don't want to like seem like I'm bashing on Drewski and his tour because everyone has their own way of doing things.
Yeah.
And I fuck with Drewski's content and they treated us pretty well in there. Obviously, like it was hard for me to get the pass that was waiting for me and whatnot because
they
you
try
got
to
be
give you
shared.
the run. They try to give you the run around.
They try to be like, oh, no, I didn't give out no more passes or we don't need any more people back here because I was a little late and whatever. But I was like, no, there's literally an extra pass waiting for me downstairs. Like,
Right.
can you just go get it? And I ended up getting it. It's whatever. But like after every person did their set on stage, like there's like 1 minute of like tryout, they kicked them out the venue. There was no like, oh, you can hang out backstage until the show's over, or you can go
What?
back in the green room, or you can go into the GA. Because I'm guessing it was like they don't have a GA ticket seat, so they can't bring you to a seat. They don't want it to be cluttered in the back because there was 16 contestants plus like their plus 3, plus the people there. So there's probably like 40-ish people chilling backstage that normally shouldn't be there, But after they performed, they got kicked. Basically, it was like, oh, here's the exit, thank you, and out.
You
out
dead
the-
ass?
Dead ass.
So
And-
the people that went on there thought they was going to showcase their shit. After the moment they get off stage, they had to go home, like literally leave the venue.
Mhm.
That's the all right. That's all right. That's next level.
Yeah, no, I was like,
I don't know
I
how
thought that they would at least be able to be like, oh, you can go in the GA standing room, like hang out in the back
like
or
a
something.
VIP area or like a section, like
Yeah.
where it's like
I'm sure they were able to like
That's
go.
crazy.
I'm sure they were able to leave and then like go at least into the entrance of the venue because I think like that main lobby area you could go in and buy merch even if you didn't have a ticket.
For
So
real?
and I mean it's not like it was winter outside so they're freezing out, like or whatever. But it's just like, damn, like I've never seen like I've never seen like opening acts get. I guess they weren't even opening. They're part of the show, but like just for that, moment, just get kicked out the venue. And I was like, I don't know how else they would have handled it besides just being like, you can stay here, but you got to go back downstairs in the green room, and you're not gonna be able to watch the show anyways because there was no way of seeing the show from the basement. But it's weird.
That's super weird. I
It's
wouldn't.
weird.
I want. Yeah, that's
When I seen that, I was actually a little shook. I was like, they're kicking people out after, but luckily 50 Tyson was the last one to go. So after he went, we kind of got to hang out a little bit back there, talk to
Yeah.
Drewski, and then
that shit ain't cool. That's wild.
and then we left right as the show was over. So yeah, but yeah, that was the Drewski show.
Drewski.
For the real show, I'm just going live on IG real quick, try to get some people to slide in here. If you're on Instagram live, make sure you get into the YouTube live. We are live on YouTube with the morning shows every Thursday and Saturday morning. So get in here. We're talking about conspiracy theories, and we just broke down the Drewski show and everything that we did beforehand. But should we get into some conspiracies?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it,
Okay.
man. It's a lot of shit, man.
Yeah, so we decided to do this. I don't even know what made us decide to do this. I think we just started talking about a couple last week, and we're like, shit, like we both are into this. Let's kind of see what's going on.
That's a fact, bro. That's a fact.
So let me separate this. I don't want to pull up anything I'm not supposed to pull up. All right, so the first one on the agenda was the Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was suspended from the NBA for gambling, and that's why he went to go play baseball for a year.
Yep, this is all alleged, man. This is all
Yeah.
alleged. But when I was younger, man, and I asked my dad, why the fuck did Michael Jordan play baseball? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with that? And then, as you get older, people say, oh, that was his first love. That was his first love. He's from North Carolina. That's what he likes to do, whatever the case was. But as you get older in high school, you hear rumors. I remember I was about 13, and I remember that's when I heard about Michael Jordan having he's like a bad gambler, like a degenerate gambler. Like it's documented, it's well known. And this rumor came about that basically said that Michael Jordan was gambling on himself. He ended up owing the wrong people money. The people that he owed money was involved with the mob. And the mob, at that time, if you believe in, conspiracies, the mob is connected to a lot of organizations that are official in the government, within the government, which means like casinos, NBA sports teams, shits of that nature, entertainment wise. But the rumor came out that he got caught gambling. His father paid the price for it, and then he had to pay another price for it because he got caught. It's illegal to gamble, and they basically
because he was gambling on the games is like the reason why he would have got banned, because it's not illegal to like play blackjack.
No. They said it was like gambling within, you know what I mean, like
within the
like
league.
Yeah, within the league type shit. So they, at that time, it's like what, 95, 94. Michael Jordan is the face of the NBA. You have to protect the face of the NBA. So you're not going to suspend him and say, hey, he's gambling, he's suspended for a year. So what are you going to do? His dad got killed. He's going to, we're going to retire. You know what? Go play baseball for a year, Mike. Go play baseball for a year, then we'll come back once everything's cleared out. So I personally think that's like a strong conspiracy, man. If you watch The Last Dance, make sure y'all watch The Last Dance on Netflix, ESPN, wherever you can watch that. And they actually talk about it vaguely for about like 10 minutes on the documentary, on the episode. And once I saw them do that, I knew it was like, okay, so I wasn't really off that long. You know what I mean?
It makes sense. I'm sure, because like, did they give a real reason why he took that year off besides like just wanting to play baseball?
They just said he wanted to play baseball and his dad died. That was literally it, bro. There was nothing.
Then he came back after that.
He came right back after that. Yeah. He came back after that. He lost. Then he made Space Jam, and then that's when he won 2 more rings and retired. Like, literally, that's what happened. Literally, bro. Like, that dude is, I don't know. Like, and that was what I was trying to look up, too. I was like, did they actually give an actual reason of why he's retiring? And he said, well, at this point, I feel like I've done what I can with the game, and I'm going to retire. So it made no sense for a guy to retire in the middle of their prime. He got drafted in 84. If you got drafted in 84 and you win your first ring in 91, and it's not, you know what I mean? Like, you want a 3-year run. Why would you fucking retire in the middle of that run?
Yeah.
It's a legacy thing. So I think personally, Jordan got caught up in some bullshit.
How did his dad die?
Bro, his dad, man. So his dad was driving on a highway. Somebody came and like hit got in a car accident, hit him, but he didn't it was like one of those. My dad used to tell me about this back in the day. Back in the day in the 90s, they will bump your car so you would get out. And then when you get out, they'll try to rob you.
Yeah.
That's like a little trick they used to do. They'll just like tap your shit. They said dude tapped the shit. He walked up to the car and shot him. But they didn't find the dad body until like a month later. Like, they didn't find his body. That's one thing I didn't know. I thought he got found that same day. They didn't find the body till like a month later almost.
That's wild.
That's wild as fuck,
like,
bro.
I mean, I don't want to
RP to
rest
Michael
in
Jordan's
peace.
dad.
I don't want to talk too like about maybe what could have happened with like someone that died, but like if the gambling thing had something to do with him leaving the league, it also could have potentially had something to do with his dad.
That's
his
what
death too. You know, like if he didn't pay or didn't do something, or part of the thing was like, yeah, if you don't pay me, then like you're gonna something bad's gonna happen. Because if he got shot and killed, that's a lot different than just like old age or eating. some bad food,
like he got murdered,
Yeah.
bro. Somebody murdered his dad, and that's why it's almost like even if you watch this mob guy, Michael Francine. He's like on YouTube. He got his own little channel. He's like a mob dude. He be, spilling some beans. Even he has been on record saying, yeah, Michael Jordan definitely was involved with gambling and all this type of shit. And even he kind of backs up this conspiracy. He kind of backs it up. So it's like, man, think about it. Like I personally, like Michael Jordan is too perfect. You know what I mean? Like he got to have a flaw. Like his flaw is his gambling and his big ass jeans. Because them jeans is big as hell he wearing. But other than that, man, Mike's Mike. But it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy shit.
Did you see the movie Air, by the way?
I haven't yet.
You have to watch that.
I want to. We was supposed to go to like with the premiere, and then I had something going on the same night, so I didn't get to watch it. But I wanna.
Must see.
It's available on like probably a streaming platform already by now.
It should be at least for you to rent it or whatever the case is. Yeah. Like probably like 17 or some shit.
I feel like I don't even be wanting to go to movie theaters anymore. Like at least, like even one in Minnesota got shot up one time.
Yeah, that's the one I go
not
to.
Too long ago. Was it
Marcus Theater in Oakville?
Is that the one?
That's the one I go to, bro.
I'd be like, damn, I don't even like. I don't know. It just seems.
You got to go in the morning. That's like me. I go to the movie. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like I'm a movie buff. Like if it's some. I haven't gone this month at all, but like normally I go to the movies about once a week. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I go during the day though. It's like it's like a therapeutic type session. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
it's definitely fun. I went to see. I think the last one I went to the new Black Panther movie.
Oh yeah, shout out to that. I wish it
that's
would have
the
been
last
better,
one.
but it was still dope.
It was still pretty good.
It was still good for
Still
sure.
a good movie, but overall, like storyline.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Yeah, the storyline, all that, like it was good, but like, you know, from like certain things as a Marvel fan, it's like but it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah. Wasn't bad. One thing that one of my favorite conspiracy theories or like things is that the Simpsons owners are from the future.
They have to be.
Because they be predicted everything. You know what I mean? Like that's when like all the predictions. I've been like trying to figure out the best way to like kind of show it on the screen too, because I feel like if we play too many, maybe if I
they'll
like
copyright your shit.
maybe if I leave it like muted or something. But I just want to like go through all the times, at least like screenshots that the Simpsons have predicted the future. Maybe if I click on images or something.
No, you're not lying about that. That shit is kind of scary with them, bro.
Yeah,
They
like-
predict everything.
Yeah, like a big one. Yeah, we'll just go through pictures so that we don't get taken there, so that this video doesn't get taken down or anything. But, a big one was like Donald Trump getting voted for president. I remember seeing this one. This exact scene happened in real life too. Like,
Facts.
like when he walks down the stairs and then like the person drops the sign at the same time too. Like even like down to like that sign that the person has in the back, that paid sign or whatever. It literally like drops like in the real life too. Like the person.
Where's the other
drops
picture?
sign.
Because I've seen the real picture. I haven't seen it in a while though. Then they did the one with the who is it? The girl from overseas, the environment. What the hell is her name? One trying to save the world. What the fuck is her name? Because they did it with Maggie when she was like trying to save the environment, save the world, and they did the same thing with I forgot her name.
Kamala Harris.
No, she's like a young kid, like a young teen. She's overseas somewhere, bro. Oh man, I'm slipping right now. What the fuck is her name? I forgot her name, man. But she's like on some save the world, save the children. She was talking shit about Andrew Tate when he got arrested recently. I forgot her name though, man.
I'm not sure.
What the fuck is her?
The 9/11 one was crazy too. Like they predicted 9/11 in some like.
They predicted that?
So like there was in a Simpsons episode. Oh, you can't see it. There's like this guy. They had a newspaper and it said New York $9 and then the Twin Towers right there. And then this was like it was like before and then there was. I think this is a different cartoon though. The Johnny.
Yeah, Greta. Yeah. Shout out to the chat. Yeah, her.
Oh,
yeah,
chat
her.
knows what's going on.
Yeah, her. He knew it. Yeah, they knew exactly who I was talking about. They did one with her.
This was a Minnesota thing. The Springfield.
Oh shit!
Springfield police station. And...
I remember somebody was trying to beef over that photo, acting like it was theirs.
Damn. That was a crazy time too. They predicted the Lady Gaga Super Bowl halftime show, like literally her coming down on the ropes and with like the outfit.
2012.
Yeah, I've seen that one was crazy.
They did a Kobe one, bro, and that fucked me. No, it wasn't them. I think it was South Park. One of them did a Kobe one, bro, and that fucked me up, bro.
Where he died in a helicopter
Bro,
crash.
yeah, bro. They had that shit, and I looked into it. I'm like, wait, they really made this shit years ago. Oh man, man. I don't know, bro. The Simpsons clearly have so many. It's like
yeah, and I really want to just like for all the viewers out there that like maybe think but they haven't heard about the Simpsons one. It's crazy if you haven't heard about it, but like just go watch a YouTube video because they'll actually show the videos of it, but we just can't play that on here. I don't think.
No, they'll copyright.
I would love to, even if they took the money down, but I think they might even no, actually they probably wouldn't take the video down because it's up on YouTube on other random people's platforms. Because I wouldn't mind if we couldn't monetize this episode. It's not that big of a deal.
That's what I'd be saying.
I don't know. Let's try like showing like what is it?
Over the past 31 years, this legendary show has made heaps of predictions that have proven accurate. Which are the best? We'll tell you. Here is our list for the top 10 Simpsons predictions.
Number 10.
Say 1990.
No, Maggie, bad baby!
In this episode, back in 1990, Marge is not happy with Itchy and Scratchy. She believes that the show is promoting violence to children.
I don't even want to get too deep into that.
Yeah.
We'll be here all day watching videos.
That was crazy though. I ain't gonna lie to you, because even like that's a bigger thing. That last thing they just showed is like a bigger thing where it just shows you TV and programming.
Yeah.
The baby
Trying
was
to
just
ditch
doing
and
that.
shit.
It's just that's deep.
Yeah, because this one has I think Three-Eyed Fish season 2, and that Three-Eyed Fish ended up being a real thing. that like was like
Didn't they
found.
predict COVID?
Yeah, they predicted like a pandemic
Yeah.
like virus thing. And
They
like,
definitely did
like
Ebola.
a couple years before. Yeah, Ebola.
Yup.
Oh, the guys getting Siegfried and Roy getting killed by their tiger. They predicted that.
Yeah, bro. Who the fuck? Yeah, who's the actual? Who gets credit to being the creator of The Simpsons? Like, who is like currently like? Because you're right. Who are y'all from the future? Like, who the fuck
They
is
have
this
to be
shit?
from the
Like, how the fuck do y'all know this shit? And how are y'all doing that?
They got like autocorrect right, where like he like would type something in and then the phone autocorrected it with the little Apple phone with the like.
It's an Apple right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that one was crazy. Apple Watches or whatever. 1995, 20 years before the Apple Watch was released. Construction of a building that wasn't there at the time. But yeah, if you guys want, here's the Ebola virus, Ebola outbreak. Predicted it in 2014. Predicted the 2014 Ebola outbreak 17 years before it happened. Disney buys 20th Century Fox. They predicted that. Yeah, bunch of crazy shit, man.
Yeah, that shit's crazy, bro. Cause I didn't know that it went back that far. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought after a while, like a certain point in time, you know, Simpsons been out a long ass fucking time. I thought at a certain point in time, like once like the 2000s hit, because they did one on the Y2K too. And I remember I just thought after a while they were just trolling. But if it's going back that far, when they were like, you know what I mean? Like now what I'm gonna do later on is I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna look up to see what was the first Simpson conspiracy theory that they showed. What was the first one somebody caught? Because this is crazy.
Oh man. Which one do you want to bring up next?
Where we at with it?
Well, you got these are the ones that you sent in for the most part.
Oh yeah, man, the Hulu ads, man.
Yeah, tell me about that one. I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah,
one.
bro. So like, I have this thing, bro, where like, I feel like it's mad crazy to target people, certain races with certain ads. Like, for instance, like whenever I'm watching Hulu at like a black person's house or like a Hispanic person's house, you see nothing but these HIV and Parent Planhood commercials. Like, that's the ads. That's literally the only ones you see. And I'm like, yo, are y'all basing that off of what we watch? Like on some, oh, he watched Power. Oh, he watched Snowfall. Oh, he watched a little bit too much of this. So we gonna just do that. Because I went to a white person's house and I watched it. And I watched, you know what I mean? They watched something totally different. They don't get the same ads at all. They don't get HIV ads. They don't get Parent Planhood ads. They don't get all this wild ads coming across their thing. And I just was like, that shit is weird. But that has to go into that whole cookies and data shit. But I'm like, you shouldn't be able to do that. Like, what the fuck? That shit is crazy. Like, have you ever noticed that before? Have you ever watched Hulu at your house and like, well, I don't know what you watch anyway. Yeah, but like, that shit is crazy. Have you ever heard anything like that?
I have noticed ads be different, like where I go.
Okay.
I haven't necessarily paid too much attention to like what kind of ads they are, but like when I go back home to my parents' house and we're watching shit on whatever, like a streaming service, they get a lot of like medicine advertisements, and I don't get too much of that shit because I never talk, you know, I don't necessarily talk about health conditions or medicine maybe around my phones or around my TV.
See,
you know,
now
I
you
get a
get
lot of, yeah,
Yep.
I definitely, that's interesting that they would even think of it as a demographic based off of your, like race or ethnicity.
That's what it feels like.
crazy.
Because I'm just like, why the fuck are y'all playing this? Like, that shit is like, I don't know about people in the world, but when you're sitting there chilling, having a normal time, and you hear and you're watching a TV show, and each commercial it's a fucking HIV commercial. That shit's not. You don't want to see that shit. Like, who wants to see that shit? Like, every commercial break, y'all talking about that? That's wild. That's why I'm like, all that shit is dumb. That's what
Yeah, because even I mean, because I think it's definitely well known that they do listen to
it's
us.
based off your activity. Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Yeah, but it's like if they can even go a deeper level of
Yeah, they shouldn't be able to do that.
Because if you think about it, if you like that's a whole that's a
OC, bro.
That's
So
a whole like extra level of
it's race. It's almost racist, bro. It's like, oh, so you watch this many black shows? Oh, because that's how you're doing it. If you're saying it's based off activity, what's the activity? The shows I watch.
Like a level
So
of-
you're judging me off the shows I watch.
and even just trying to like keep a certain demographic unaware or stuck in their certain way of thinking. Like I even like it's crazy. I never see medicine ads, but I think for some reason I started seeing now they're starting to push a pill that's supposed to help with the COVID symptoms, like called like Flaxovid or
Don't take it.
something like that. And it's like I'm overweight and I'm at risk, or I've had asthma and I'm at risk. But when I get COVID, I take Paxlovid, and it's like it's supposed to help. If you take it, it'll help your symptoms and all this and that. And I'm just like, no way that they've found like we're at the point now where they took, I guess I already said it, COVID to a point where now we're getting commercial ads where people would be talking about like heart disease or allergies or whatever else type of medicine they'd be advertising at those like 5 a.m. commercials.
Yeah.
Like that shit that's supposed to be advertising to you when you're sleeping.
When you're
so that
sleeping,
it
yeah.
programs you. You know what I mean? Like
It's literally like the same thing that Facebook is got in trouble over with the whole Russia data, the voting shit, the election, all that shit. When they selling people's data to other people so that way they can get in their mind. It's the same. How is that not the same shit? Just because it's not an election involved, it's the same shit. That's why it's like, no, you shouldn't, man. Let me just show me the commercials that you want to show everybody. Don't just target me and try to do that on me just because I may or I may not live a certain way that you think based off of what I watch. That's the wildest shit to me. Like, what?
Oh man, one thing, another conspiracy theory that The Simpsons kind of hinted at that I'm about to bring up is that we live in like a glass box or whatever, like a dome, like a glass dome
Like
over us.
Like in the Simpson movie, remember they did that?
Yeah, and then they broke through the glass
Yeah.
dome or whatever. So as I was looking for some extra conspiracy theories that I may have not have been aware of, and I found this one of Hillary Clinton that just kept talking about breaking through the glass ceiling and shit like that. So I wanted to share this one with you to see what you think about it too. But
The biggest crack in that glass ceiling yet. Although
because actually we'll
we
let it play
weren't
first.
able to shatter that hardest glass ceiling this time, thanks to you. It's got about 18 million cracks in it. We have still not shattered that highest and hardest glass ceiling, but someday someone will, and hopefully sooner than we might think right now. It may be hard to see tonight, but we are all standing under a glass ceiling right now.
Yeah, that's
Like-
wild. Why she keep on saying that shit?
Like, yeah, and I think you can argue and be like, oh, it's a metaphor or whatever, but
But that
people-
used it that many times?
yeah, and people like that will hide metaphors in shit like that.
It's like a double
So that
entendre.
the people that really know, like the real, top 0.0001% of people that have the knowledge and know what's going on in this world, they know, like, oh, she's talking about that. Okay, we're actually getting a little bit closer. Bet. Boom. Like, I got my message I needed.
No,
You know,
seriously.
like,
It's like
yeah.
some battle rap shit. It's like a decoded message because she keeps on saying that shit on different times. I ain't gonna lie to you. That theory is interesting because I already don't believe that, you know what I mean, that we went to the moon. I personally don't.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah,
they
we could
kinda-
talk about that
yeah,
too.
we
I definitely don't believe it.
I don't believe that. You saw that video, right? And I think you brought that up last time. You were like, when people ask dude, what's his name, Neil Armstrong, they ask him, he can't even confirm or deny no shit. I don't believe that, bro. I don't know.
I remember being in high school, like, or maybe it was like 7th or 8th grade. And my teacher showed us, I think he was a big, like, we didn't go on the moon theory type of guy. It was like my science teacher or something. And he like showed us a video that just showed us going on the moon and explained maybe what was wrong with the video. He's like, basically didn't persuade us to believe one way or another, but just like gave us the facts in the video that is public knowledge to make our own decision about what we think about it. And I just watched it and I was like, there's a lot of reasons why this shouldn't, we didn't go to the moon, like where like the flag, like the flag was moving and it shouldn't be moving, or even like the footprint, like a bunch of random shit, or even the lighting, and like if the camera turns to one angle and it shows something and then it comes back and it's not showing it in the other, like in the other scene, like, because they broadcasted it technically, like they're saying they broadcasted it, and then there was like a picture of a studio set I
Yeah.
seen too of
Yep.
like, and then whatever. And what's crazy, I'm gonna just show.
One of the craziest things about all that though, bro, that really like made me kind of like, I believe it is, you know who Stanley Kubrick is, right? He's
Yeah, that's the article I just clicked on too.
Oh, ain't that crazy as fuck? Yeah, I was gonna bring up that. So you know that Stanley Kubrick, he made this movie, and the movie, it was a cowboy. I forgot the name of the shit. It's like Cowboy Outer Space, some shit like that, or I forgot. It was in around that time, like in the 80s or maybe 70s, bro. They literally NASA paid this dude, Stanley Kubrick, to like the visual he had of the space and how it looked. They wanted that. They had to ask, how'd you do that? And they hired this dude. This dude made a video for NASA. You know how crazy that shit sounds in itself? NASA supposed to be this, you know, a real scientific type of, you know what I mean, company of just all these brilliant brains put together. All of a sudden, you're hiring a Hollywood dude, a Hollywood director, one of the best, to film something for you? Bro. I don't know how that shit look fake as fuck, bro. That doesn't even look real.
This is like the TV set, I think, picture I remember seeing, like, from one of the angles at least.
This is real, bro. That shit did not happen. We did not go to no fucking moon. Hell no.
And I think it's more of like, why haven't we gone back?
Thank you. Say it again. Why haven't we gone back? It's
either we went and we saw some shit we didn't want that was really bad, or we just didn't go, because there's no reason why we shouldn't have gone back.
That same logic how you use. That's how I feel about when people say elevation and shit. I'll be like, bro, I don't believe that. I don't believe that we came from no fucking monkeys. I feel like it was something else that people don't want to, you know. My conspiracy on that is mad deep, but I don't think we came from monkeys, because I'm like, how come all the other monkeys are just? How come they ain't changed too then? Wouldn't we all change if it's elevation? We all wouldn't look like that no more.
The evolution theory, like that's what I've always wondered too. Like if
evolution,
if
I say elevation. Yeah.
If we did, if evolution is real and we did come, let's say, you know, from monkeys and grew, you know, and just evolved into cavemen and then evolved into the modern human, then why is there still monkeys?
There's still monkeys
and there
here.
isn't cavemen.
Shout out to Cat Williams. He did a joke on that. He was like, so what are they? Are they just the dumb ones that just couldn't do it? Like, it's the same shit. Like, nah, bro, it's something else that's going on.
I don't know. It's interesting, and even just the whole theory of like evolution of like how a fish, you know, could like grow legs eventually because the water was low and they had to learn to adapt to walk on land and then breathe on land partially, and then like it's weird because like I think there's some truth to it that your bodies can evolve and adapt to the climates that you are in. Mm-hmm. Like if you lived in a place like even like a place like Denver where like the oxygen is like it's, you know, it's harder to breathe, right?
Harder to breathe out there,
so like a human that is born in Denver, grown up in Denver their whole life is gonna have maybe stronger lungs than someone that lived in like a lower elevated state. You know, I like, so I could see like that type of thing and like a minor scale of evolution and evolving and stuff, but just like completely like shape shifting your body and brain
takes
and
millions of years.
Yeah.
Like, I don't believe that, bro. Like,
I love to fancy the idea that anything that wasn't recorded or taken a photo of never happened.
That's kind of how you got to look at shit,
like
bro.
Anybody that didn't like at this point, like what there's nobody left on this earth that was born in the 1800s, right? There's no one left alive. Yeah. And I don't know, was there even let's say even just like 1500s just to be easy. I know there wasn't cameras and phones back then.
None.
Like all of that shit is storytelling. Like even
it
like
changes.
It's just even like the Bible, for example. Like all that shit is just storytelling. So it's like you remember when you played that game at high school, Telephone or whatever, when you'd be like a group of 30 people.
Y'all say the same thing and the shit changes.
Yeah, you start with one word, like hey, or the word is, you know, or the
I'm going to school today.
Yeah, and then you end up with like I went and got Hot Pockets.
Yeah,
boom. Like that ends up being with. So it's like word of mouth isn't always right. And I always thought like if it wasn't recorded or there wasn't a picture of it like in history of like what happened, then that shit ain't real.
I agree 1,000% because that was a scare tactic back then anyway. You couldn't question shit back in those days, like you said, the 1500s. Man, you question shit, they're killing you. You're not questioning nothing. That's why even the religion and all that shit even turned into like a real fucking fight, because they're like, yo, this shit ain't accurate, I don't think. You question the Lord? Smack. You know what I mean? Like, it literally be like that. That's why it's like, it was a fear factor. Now that we at a point in life where we get more and we can answer more, we got more resources to find out shit, people gonna be thinking. Like, I think the moon landing is fucking fake, but I'll be honest with you, bro. I do not believe that I don't think the earth is flat, though. Like, a lot of people think the earth is flat, and my thing with that is, if the earth was flat, that means every scientist, every motherfucker, it would have to be the biggest conspiracy ever. So all these scientists and all these dudes is just lying. These dudes don't even agree with each other on normal science shit, but they all agree that the earth is not flat. Like, they know, like, come on, bro, this shit ain't flat.
I think
it's like an oval shape. I think.
I seen a theory that we are basically in So like it'd be like Antarctica is
Yep, we're in the dome.
yeah,
I saw
is
that.
a ring around the world,
I saw
and that's
that.
why we can't travel to Antarctica without a specific license or whatever, or if you have to go there for scientific purposes, because like that's like the end of it.
the
And,
end
like,
of
you
it,
just
yup.
you would go and be at the end, but I haven't dug too deep into shape of the Earth conspiracy, so I don't know
It's
too
too
much
deep, bro. I
about
don't
it.
want. Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie. It's also that shit to me. At this point, you flat Earth conspiracies, y'all gotta show us why the Earth is flat, because I feel like there's been enough evidence to show y'all why it isn't. You gotta tell me why it is, because we know why it isn't. Like, we've been on a plane. Have you been on, like, if you've been on a plane, you see the horizon, you see like it dips. Like, come on, bro. Shit is crazy out here. But
There's also this video. So there's these videos, since we're on the topic of space, of these guys. I'm gonna try to find the video, but some of you viewers might. There's this video. I think it's this one. These people, or it looks very similar. They're like on the spacecraft talking to the camera, and they try to like show like, oh, I'm floating in space, and then it's like a video of them like floating upside down, but like their hair doesn't move the way it should move, like it stays stuck, like they put hairspray in or some shit. Like it's super weird. I'm gonna try to find it. I probably have to find it on like TikTok or something. TikTok.
TikTok
Hey,
is
this
the
is
new
why
shit.
this is why the U.S. doesn't want TikTok in here, because it's so unfiltered and it's so easy to spread information that they
false
don't
information,
want.
yeah.
Either false or
Real shit.
what they want us to think is false information. Because even like the Hillary Clinton video, that shit had 13 million views on TikTok that I just played earlier. Like, if that shit was on YouTube
That
or
one clip got
yeah,
13 million.
the Hillary Clinton class, like how many people, like, and that's not even necessarily false information. That's just showing what she said, and you can interpret it the way you want to interpret it.
Exactly.
So it's like the idea, like TikTok is so easy to be able to do something like that on that platform. I think is a big reason why they want it taken down.
I could agree with that shit, bro, because honestly, the information that you see on there sometimes be crazy, bro. Like, I've seen videos on there about situation. Fuck it, I'll put myself on blast. Remember when that rumor with Andrew Wiggins came about him and his baby mom possibly smashing his homeboy. Bro, I put that on TikTok. That shit got the most views I'd have posted of anything on there. And that shit might not even be true. And I said the whole time, allegedly. This is all alleged.
I don't know.
It's alleged. I felt like people just like that, just like to hear bad news, bro. It's fucked up.
So this is the one I was thinking of, and I want someone to let me know if this is fake, because it does. If this is like, there's a bunch of videos like this, and
Are they supposed to be in space?
so yeah, they're supposed to be in space,
Fake already.
and
This guy's doing a flip right here, and the guy next to him just reaches up and grabs a harness that's right on his hip.
I gotta pause it real quick. I'm gonna pause it because
like look at
Yeah,
the
the
lady's
funniest part to me, well, there's several funny parts, by the way,
Look at the cord.
but the lady in the background with the
Yeah,
hair,
yeah.
it's like, did someone not think that like we've got to make her hair look like that, right?
Right.
It's got to be standing up.
It's got to be.
Dude, it's hard as a
There's
rock.
no way they
Oh,
thought
yeah,
this was
dude.
real.
Yeah.
You know, it's like this is somebody. We must be in space. Look at her hair. Like obviously, there's a thing called hairspray. Yeah, so here goes this guy doing a backflip, and he.
And then gravity just like
Kadoom.
gravity goes away. It must have found a pocket.
Yeah, gravity goes away and he fell.
Yeah, yeah,
Or he got caught up in that harness he's wearing. Here comes the Loma Senior
yeah.
in the background.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
And it's obviously
Here's an arrow.
a guy filming with a green tennis ball in front of a blue screen.
Oh, wow.
Right. Clearly, I mean, it's not even.
And then here's a clip of what they turned it
Here's
into.
this water particle. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So they got caught.
Wow.
This guy just disappears like, oh, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I'm good to go. Hey,
Yeah, and this
That is
the,
blasphemy.
and this is the shit that would get taken down on you.
That is
So you have to be
blasphemy.
careful.
Now, you're not lying. They definitely will take your shit down. I remember
Yeah.
I had a video almost like got took it down because I was talking about COVID
Oh shit.
when COVID first happened, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, and this is one of them like dropping something and it just falls. Not gonna
When did this come out, bro? How old is this
This
shit?
shit looks old.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Repurpose. Look,
they was trying to spin us off in high school.
they dropped some shit. Oh shit. Yeah, alright, just leave it down there. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a touchy thing, because a lot of people, like, NASA they don't really, They don't really do. They don't say much.
They don't do interviews.
They don't say much. Yeah.
They like Drake. They don't do interviews like that. They like Jay-Z and them. But you just don't. You just got to know about them to know. That shit's kind of OC when you think about that.
But yeah, let's talk about the people that were here before Columbus, right?
Yeah, man. This is yeah. So this is one of my things. You know what I mean? A lot of people may feel this way. I know a lot of people that personally do, but I know a lot of people there are stuck on what they learned in school. And basically, when I said that, I meant that like black people, majority of black people in America were already in America. We were already here. You know, the story is that, hey, the holy white man found us and took us from Africa to here. You know what I mean? That's the story they tell. But when you say that story, what you're doing is you're debunking everything that they could have done on their own. If Africa's supposed to be the motherland, how in the fuck is, you know what I mean? If they're the motherland, they're supposed to be everywhere. You know what I mean? How do you range where they came from and when they came here? And one of the biggest things when Columbus first came here, a lot of people don't even know this. Columbus didn't even get off the boat. It was his son. His son got off the boat. Columbus' son said he saw what he described as people was black descent. He said these dark people, and you know what I mean? Like that's not a native. I'm sorry. The natives were definitely here too, though. But me personally, I say that to say we were already here. We were PODs. We were prisoners of war already. The biggest question I have is when did we come here? Because if the Philippines is right there, all this, you know what I mean? Like all these other countries that we know black people were in were right here. How in the fuck are we to say that we weren't? You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't we go to Americas? Why wouldn't we? Before the Americanos, the brothers. So it's one of those things where I feel like in America, they want us to believe that we're not from here because they want us to be, you know, have that weak, oh, I'm a slave, I'm this and that. Don't get me wrong. There's definitely people that came from Africa on slave ships. I just believe more than majority of the black people in America, I feel like we didn't. I feel like we were already here and they just told the greatest lie.
Yeah, and I think another thing that even kind of just fucks up like people thinking Columbus was here first was that I think it's been debunked already that Leif Erikson was the first European to reach North American continent. I looked it up. We were talking about this yesterday in our store for some random reason. We're just talking about when America was founded and all this and that. But yeah, Leif Erikson was he's generally believed to be the first European to have the North American continent nearly 4 centuries before Christopher Columbus. But there's also just another thing that I'd be thinking too, like, is this just like shit that was just made up in a storybook to teach us in school that never happened, just so that there was some sense of like how we got here?
It's all about control. You know? So it's all about control. Just like you know, like during the slave days, there were like, you know, people today they'd be like, oh, the Bible, this. When we were slaves, when there were slaves, the slave masters had their own version of the Bible. It was like a slave Bible. It was a different Bible, but it was basically constructed of what the original Bible did. They just moved certain words around so they can get more control. It's manipulation. It's always been about control, bro. Like even with religion from way back in the day, it's always been about control. You have to make people feel like they have something to live for or nothing. You know what I mean? So I think the main thing personally of them keeping that story up is to keep people weak, keep people down. If you are a person that all you know is your history is slavery, slave, you're not gonna really be like inspired to be nothing more than just that. You know what I mean? Like, but when you talk about like, oh, we were kings, we were this and that. First off, we all weren't kings. It wasn't 1,000 kings. That's not how kings work, y'all. I want y'all to know that. Stop saying king and queen. That's not how it works. But like, even back on the slave ship, bro, how many you can Google right now? How come we don't see slave ships? Like, if they were here, why don't we see a bunch of them, bro? There's things that we don't see. Where I'm like, why? If we all came here, you know how many black people are in America right now? I think, man, they said they brought what, 10 million people here? 10 million from that's the story I think they say. They say when they went to Africa and they returned to the New World, they had 10 million Africans, I believe they said. And I don't believe none of that. I feel like at the most, throughout the 400 years, y'all probably trafficked through the ocean, probably 100,000. The rest of these niggas we was already here. That's how I personally believe it. Even look at some of the natives, bro. We look like them. Like if you look at some of them old native pictures, we're them. And a lot of people don't know that there were black slave owners at that time. We don't talk about this shit, bro. We only talk about certain things. It wasn't just like white people came and they just dominated all the black. No, bro, it's peace. It's a lot of shit that goes on to this. They couldn't do that. Do you think they could just do that? Come on, get real. They traded with even when they did the slave trade, they traded with other Africans. It wasn't like they just went there and just took people. They went there and people was already caught because they got caught by their own people from a different tribe or whatever. And that's how it works. People these days think that white people just went over there and just get down, lay down. No, it was a business. It was fucked up, but it was a business. They was doing business with other Africans, and that's just kind of how it is. That's why me personally, you notice how many Africans are in Europe? It's a lot. Like certain spot. Like I was watching this Vice joint. I'm like, I did not know there was that many. It's a lot over there, and I'm just like, maybe they went over there because I don't think they came over here. I feel like we was already here, bro. I just don't believe it. It doesn't make sense for you to go there. At that time, we know people were dying from being on the sea, being on the ships, all the fucking illnesses. Why would you do that? Why would you travel all the way over there you might not make it back? Why would you risk that? And how many, you telling me you did that trip? They said they was the slave trade, the Atlantic slave trade was like 400 years? Like it's been around from I think it was like 400 years they said, 600, something like that, maybe 4. You telling me I did that for 400 years? And we ain't got no signs and no slave ships and nowhere? So yeah, that's one of my biggest ones.
They still be finding random boats in the bottom of the ocean.
Bro, they find random shit in the Mississippi, bro, but we can't find no fucking slave ship. We can't find not one. That's why I'm like, bro, I don't believe that.
Yeah, makes sense to me. I don't believe it either. And so another thing that's that always mind boggles me is what the U.S. was founded in 1776, and I always wonder what was we doing, or what was happening out here before the USA, just put their stamp on it. Like what was life like, because I always just fancy a world where there's no government, there's no taxes, there's just an understanding of the neighborhood or the city you live in, that you guys just have rules that you abide by and everyone just lives and is happy and whatever. But I was just wondering what
they were fighting.
What is going on before apparently 1776 years before the U.S. became a thing. What was going on for 1700 years? Because if the and a crazy thing to think about too is if the U.S. is really only if we're 300, not even 300 years old, 250 years old. We're young. We're young as fuck, bro. This country is super, super young.
They said the world might be millions of years old. So if that's the case, where it's come on, bro, 17, that's a baby, that's a teenager.
Yeah,
and I agree.
Because other countries, I don't know anything about this shit, but other countries like China, let's say, or all this shit, how they've been around for longer. Did they buy? Did they? I just don't know. I didn't pay enough attention in history class.
Nah, I mean, well, a lot of that shit is gonna be flaunted anyway because they're not gonna tell us what they really were doing. But for the most part, we know they were fighting, bro. The fact that half of America it was Mexico, bro. Texas was Mexico. You know what I mean? California was Mexico, bro. That's why it's just so wild to me to think that we were just fighting. It was just a certain dominance. That's what I think it is, bro. Because that shit is so weird to me. To this day, I'll be thinking when I be in Texas, I'll be like, so this shit used to be fucking Mexico. You know what I mean? This whole thing used to be it's crazy, bro. It's always been about war, man. Territory.
China was founded in 1949. That just sounds crazy.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know that.
That's crazy. That's super.
That does sound crazy.
But Japan, Japan was founded in 660 BC.
Yeah, but Japan, you know why though? They go back. That's the samurais, all that shit. Man. They got mad culture out there. They say Japan didn't recover ever since after Pearl Harbor. You know that spot where they bombed still is unlivable. You can't live there.
I don't know.
And the fact that we're the only people, America is the only people to ever drop a fucking bomb. We the only ones ever.
And Russia was founded in 1991. What? That does not sound right.
It don't sound right at all. But I'm assuming that shit has to do with the Soviet Union.
The war and then they
Soviet Union, Berlin Wall, all that shit. When did they tear that wall down? Wasn't that in the 80s or 89, 87? When did they take down the Berlin Wall? Because if it's around that time, that just makes sense, a little bit. That shit was up since like for like 40
Yeah,
something.
1989 to right before then.
So maybe, bro, I'm telling you, it's all political. That has to have something to do with it. You know what I mean? Like if they tear that shit down, now we ain't doing no discrimination. Everybody can come in. And then 2 years later, y'all officially a country. That's crazy, bro. I didn't know that though. That does sound insane. The fact that it's 1991. Like,
Yeah.
I was born in 93.
Like some people are older. Like there's people out here that are older than the country of Russia. Like
Yeah.
that sounds crazy. It just sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Because like, what if like, so technically like another country, I guess that's kind of what war is about. Like just like taking over and saying this is our country now, or
It's our
purchasing
shit.
it or whatever. But yeah, that shit just. I don't know. It just doesn't sound. It just sounds crazy. Like, damn, the world that the land that we live on is governed by people that, has only been here for like less than a year, or like,
Seriously.
a lot less than. I don't know. I guess we haven't gone through anything crazy like that during our lifespan, so it's hard to put it into.
Yeah, from the shit you read in books, it was like Mortal Kombat back in them days. Like you couldn't say nothing. I told people, I was like, you know how crazy that shit was if you're like a smart girl, like around that time, and you say something or you like outsmart a dude at that time, his ass would be like, witch, hang her. Like that shit is crazy to me. Get me started on Egypt, bro. That shit's next level.
There's this history book I remember reading in high school, like it was like, or maybe even like elementary school, and it had a white dude with the like Egyptian headdress on, and I feel like
that shit went viral. I know what you're talking about. Oh shit, I know exactly what you're talking about. People, oh my god, yo! Every time we saw that picture, we always fucked with it at school. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I can't even find this.
He had like a
shit.
casual shirt on. He just had like the little pharaoh little joint on his head. I know what you're talking about.
And I think, here we
Right
go.
there, yeah.
I want to find.
That is crazy. The fact they try to pull that shit.
Like this is what they were trying to tell us is what Egyptians looked like,
Bro,
or like with our history American textbook of Egyptians looked like.
Bro, they let Christian Bale play Moses.
Like
I was over with it. I love Christian Bale, man. I love Batman, but they let him play fucking Moses, bro. That is the craziest shit I've ever heard.
it's crazy. I don't even wait. Is this the slot? I mean, it's an online slot game, so
No,
this is different.
No,
there
that's-
must be a different picture then.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Somebody probably, put their little spin on it, but
Because no, I remember
it was a book. And he was
No,
in the
there's
book.
definitely
bro.
a book.
It was real. I swear to God, somebody put their spin on that one.
No, it was definitely a book, but I do feel like I do feel like I've seen this slot machine like ad or whatever before. But damn, I want to know what I'm trying to find. I want to find the actual textbook. Oh man, I want to know how I can find the actual textbook and see what it looks like, because I remember it so vividly. Maybe that's like a Mandela effect, and that'd be crazy.
Yeah, it could be.
But Mandela effects is something to get into too. Are we on time? 58. Wait, are you into Mandela effects? Have you been into stuff like that for a little bit, or
like Mandela effects, deja vu, all that type of shit. Yeah, I kind of deal with that on the daily, for sure. What's your
So I love Mandela effects. I love when it's like I see something and it's like there's no way that it actually looks like that, and then you can't find another version of it anywhere else. Like the big one that was like the Berenstain Bears. Everyone knows it as the Berenstain Bears, but it's actually the Berenstain Bears. Like it's with an
facts.
A instead of an E. Like that's like the most popular one. But even just like this we can just scroll through and just see like some crazy differences.
Yeah, there was one I seen with like Winnie the Pooh, where like people was like he really was wearing like a green shirt, not a red one. Then there was one what is another one?
I'm about to scroll through a bunch, so we can
that's crazy.
remember our brains. But
Yeah.
I wanna just ask you a couple that I know off the top of my head. Do you know, did Curious George have a tail or no tail?
Curious George didn't have a tail.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't have a tail, and that's where a lot of people think he had a tail.
Yeah, he didn't have no tail.
And then, what's another one? It's like it's a lot of them. You have to look at the picture, but like Looney Tunes, it was spelt like the way it was spelt. A lot of people get that one wrong, but I guess it's a lot easier. It's hard to like. A lot of them you have to see. So,
facts.
we'll put us in the bottom corner here for y'all. But Jif, not Jiffy. I know people used to think Jif.
Jiffy, yeah.
Yeah, Jiffy used to be the name of the brand. I don't know, because I definitely remember saying Jiffy too.
I definitely remember
Yeah,
saying
it's the
Jiffy.
Looney Tunes one. Like which one of these would you think like looks right?
Damn, that's kind of crazy. Now,
So this is the right one.
Yeah, that Looney Tunes ones just fucked me up a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to you because
Yeah.
I was gonna say the left one. I'm like,
Yeah.
but damn, it's clearly the right.
Mm-hmm. The Berenstain Bears didn't exist. It's actually the Berenstain Bears with an A, like we just said earlier. Yeah, Curious George's tail.
I've never seen him with a tail.
Was never there. So yeah, I guess it just makes sense that a monkey should have a tail, maybe, and they would just think they would. Sex and the City. It's
I thought
not
it was
sex.
sex.
In
I
the
thought it
Ci-
was Sex in the City.
It's Sex and the City.
I swear to God, I thought it was Sex in the City.
Do you know the famous
Fuck.
you know the famous Star Wars line that everyone knows as Luke, I am your father?
Yeah.
He doesn't say that.
What do
He
you
says
mean?
like
I watched Star Wars. That's what he said.
no, if you go back and watch, I mean, it'll probably be in here if it has videos in this, but we'll play it if not. But
I'm a Star Wars fan.
I'm gonna look it up right now just so we don't miss it. It's
Luke.
like Luke,
I am your
Yeah.
father.
and there's one with Forrest Gump where it's like life is like a box chocolate. It's like life was like a box chocolate. It's not life is like, it's life was like. There's another crazy one too. I want to play this one. There's got to be a video. Yeah, the Luke, I am your. Oh, what does he say?
Damn, now you got me thinking. I'm gonna have to go check that shit out now, man. Luke, I am your father.
That's not it. Oh, here it is.
He told me you killed him.
No, I am your father.
He says, "No, I am your father." He doesn't say Luke.
Told me enough.
Bro, this got to be like a director's cut, bro.
He told me you killed him.
No, I am your father. Nah, bro, this got to be like a director's. That I ain't gonna lie to you. The other ones I agree, but that has to be like a director's cut or like another edition they made. I'm telling you, if you look, that dude said, "Luke, I'm your father."
By the way, what
That shit's
does,
crazy. It's kind of like what they did with I Am Legend.
To Luke.
That's
I'm
crazy.
your
I just
father.
watched that on.
What's the full line?
I don't remember. Do you?
So it's so funny because
I'm going home just to watch.
Like the OG video.
Am your father. Bro, I swear to God, this is like a director's cut or something, bro. If not, my mind is just blown right now because I swear to you, I was watching this shit like literally like not even a full 5 months ago. No, Luke, I am your father.
He doesn't say Luke, apparently. That's a crazy one. Febreze only has one E instead of two E's. Febreze. Oscar Mayer.
That definitely
It's actually an A, not an E in Oscar Mayer.
You know what's funny? I feel like the fake one, they've used that in movies.
The fake Oscar Mayer?
I feel like the fake, the one that's not real. I feel like I've seen that. Put in Oscar Mayer and put in Celtic Pride, because there's a movie called Celtic Pride, and they had like they had a commercial, but I feel like they spelt it like the wrong way. But I could be wrong.
Might not be able to find that
Okay,
exact scene.
yo. I'm gonna have to pull it
Might
up.
not be that popular of a scene, I guess.
Yeah, it was shit. Yeah, we know how the '90s shit go.
All right. Skechers. Skechers with a T or without a T?
I never even
Really looked at it that deep.
not a T at all. I never
Yeah, no
yeah.
T, yeah,
That
no
yeah,
T.
yeah.
Fruit Loops is interesting too. It's
Fruity Loop.
Fruit Loops is with fruit with OO instead of FRUIT. But which makes sense. I think I remember that one because it's not actually fruit, so they can't say fruit.
All right.
King Henry's turkey leg. For some reason, people distinctly remember this portrait showing King of England wielding a turkey leg. To be clear, he was not. Huh. Okay, so yeah, the Monopoly Man with a monocle or not. This one's interesting.
I've seen him. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That first one looks real.
Yeah, but I think what people get it. Oh yeah, it's already in here. What people get it mixed up is with the Peanut Planters Company mascot, Mr. Peanut.
Yeah.
Because he wears a top hat as well, and he has the monocle. So I think that's where people that's where they've debunked it and said people have just messed that one up because of the Peanut Man. Pikachu's tail doesn't have There's no black in his tail. It's the right one, not the left one.
That's definitely right. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Shout out to Ash.
Kit Kat. Does Kit Kat have a hyphen in it?
Nah, hell no. That looks stupid. You see that shit?
Yeah. So there's no hyphen. So these are all just common ones that people remember. So the Fruit of the Loom logo. Which one do you think is right? The one on the left or the one on the right?
Right.
The right one. Yep. Okay. So you got that one right. No cornucopia. Cheez-Its.
That's definitely the right. I was just eating those last night.
Yep. Cheez-Its with no Z. Double stuff Oreo is interesting too. So it's double stuff with just one F, not two Fs.
Yeah, whoa. You saying there's only one F in the original one?
Yeah, only one F in the actual double stuff
I don't know.
Oreo.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Mona Lisa's smile.
She's not even smiling.
There's a lot of theories, but some people have claimed that she has had more of a blue. Yeah, it's like they're saying that there should have there's usually more.
Mona Lisa smile.
So you're a Star Wars fan, like you said. Do you remember C3PO having a silver leg?
No.
He had one apparently.
See, bro, I wonder if because if he had a silver leg, because he's in like damn near all of them, but not all of them. I know he's in episode 1. Revenge of the Sith. I wonder if they're like talking about him in like the like Revenge of the not Revenge of the Sith. What the fuck is that one? The Empire Strikes Back, like those older ones. Because I thought it was gold. But clearly, I'm really about to do some bro. I'm literally about to do some research on that Dark Vader. I'm telling you,
you gotta
bro,
find like the OG
bro. I'm about to
VHS or something.
Yeah, bro. Because I'm like, wait, what? That shit is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Flintstones has 2 T's in it, not Flintstones. Flintstones. I don't know too much about that one. Is that what you're looking up right now? The Darth Vader. So this is the life is like a box of chocolates.
Look, I
Is
got it, bro. Look, I'm not tripping.
You want to put it in the mic? So is that supposed to be the one debunking it then?
Yeah, because this is the one this is the one I saw in the movie. So Luke, I am your father.
We have to play. We have to find the OG movie like on VHS and then that'll be the truth.
Yeah, because but even like that one you showed, I have never seen that version before. That's why I was just so taken back because I'm like, yo, he definitely said I am the father.
Like it was somehow like a leaked like
yeah
part of the show that movie that didn't come out.
That didn't come out, yeah.
That'll be interesting. Life is like a box of chocolates is not what Forrest Gump said. Actually said if you listen closely, life was like a box of chocolates.
See, now I'm gonna have to watch that shit because now I feel like they lying, bro. I feel like they lying, bro.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Nope, that's not what.
Oh shit, it made it too.
Mirror, mirror, magic mirror on the wall, is what she said. Oh yeah, Luke, I am your father. Honestly, this is one cut deep. Perhaps the most famous movie line in history wasn't even said. All he really said was, "I am your father." I don't know. So where did you see that video from?
Right here, bro.
What page was that on?
It's on YouTube. I just typed in Luke, I am your father. It just popped up like.
So someone's faking it potentially,
bro.
On one end or the other of like a YouTuber just
But that's the thing though. I remember watching them, bro. The one you just showed me. I've never seen that one before. But like, let's hear it one more time, just so they can. You hear this?
Told me enough. He told me you.
I don't know. Yeah, bro. I feel like they capping with that, bro.
I don't know. A lot of them say,
bro, but that's crazy. So where would he get this from? Because
I feel like someone could have either made a YouTube video that said, but you would think it would be really debunked. You think it'd be like super debunked though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
if it wasn't, but they
playing around, bro. I'm telling you, there's 2 copies of that shit that came out, bro. I'm telling you, there's no way. I'm about to literally go home just to watch the movie again. It's on Disney Plus. I'm gonna go home just to watch that part, bro, because I'm like, nah.
Here's my biz. How it happened. The line we know is "No, I'm your father." However, the Vader is directly answering a question. I don't know. There's got to be.
Yeah, even shout out to Ben McDonald. Even he said different versions of CP3 3PO.
C3PO.
Yeah, like, bro, I don't.
Yeah, we gotta find the
Bro,
OG
they playing.
VHS.
That's one thing I know, bro. I know my Star Wars shit, bro. They probably just because, like, let's be honest, Star Wars was a fucking ahead of its time. The fact that that scene we just watched came out in 1970 lets you know that shit was just shitting on everything, like cinematic wise, because that shit still look good right now, bro. No lie. Yeah, I knew that Sinbad shit was coming up. Now that's
Sinbad never played a genie.
yeah, bro. People be getting it. Now I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. A lot of black people, they literally be entertaining this one. I ain't gonna lie to you. I never knew this. I never looked at Sinbad like as a like. I never thought he was Kazam. That's Shaq movie, but people thought that it was a movie with him, and it was called Shazam, not Kazam. But whole time Shaq really made a movie called Kazam, but I ain't never seen a movie with him. It's fake.
Smokey Bear, not Smokey the Bear.
Yeah, why the fuck? Yeah, where the fuck did the come from? Because motherfuckers that Smokey the Bear.
That had to just be like what people was just saying.
Yup.
You know,
Pronouns, all that
Tank
shit.
Man. I don't know much about that. Neil Armstrong's death. Oddly enough, people had no recollection of Legend's death. I didn't even know he died either. Yeah, in
I didn't know he
2012.
died. We were just talking about his ass.
Yeah, he died in 2012. Billy Graham's death. Don't know who that is. Space Shuttle Challenger explosion. Lindbergh, Patrick Swayze's health. Yeah, I don't know much about it. Leonardo DiCaprio's first Oscar. Leo finally took home his first Oscar in 2016, but countless people argue he scored one much.
They got my man fucked up, man. My man deserves at least like 2-3 of them shits.
Mm-hmm.
Him and
Location of the Disney World castle. If you ever been to Magic Kingdom, do you recall where the castle was located? Some even one Orlando local on Reddit clearly remember it being on the entrance of the park. I remember it being. I mean, I remember seeing it, but I don't remember seeing where it was located.
That was
to be
my boy
honest.
Dr. Manhattan.
Oh, one cool thing that we could probably end it off with, since we just went on the Disney road right there. You know the movie Frozen, right?
Yeah.
Super popular movie. Do you know
You about to tell me some dark shit, aren't you?
Do you know the theory why they made the movie Frozen?
Why?
So the owner of the original founder, Walt Disney, there is rumors that he wanted his body, or at least his head, frozen under the Cinderella castle, or
heard about
deep
that.
underneath Disney World somewhere. And before Frozen came out, like the movie was like 2016, 2017, whenever it came out, before then, if you would search Disney Frozen, it would be a bunch of theories and articles about Walt Disney's head or body being frozen under Disney World. But since that movie came out and it became the most popular, one of the most popular Disney movies of all time,
Facts.
now you can't find. Now it's the surface
It's
level
gone.
of Disney Frozen, Disney Frozen, anything is all the cartoon. And I seen a video of a guy that there's a way to filter. I don't know how to do it. There's a way to filter search, like when you search something on like, oh, search this before the year of 2015, what would come up? And he did that. And it showed like, oh, before the movie Disney Frozen was even a thing, here's all this shit when you search up Disney Frozen. It talks about all these theories about Walt Disney's body being frozen under Disney World. And then after, this year, on modern day, you look up Disney Frozen, it's all, Elsa and everything.
That's crazy. Because now that you say that, I damn, bro. I never knew nothing about none of that. But the fact that you said that now that when you type it in, that's what comes up. I literally saw something the other day that reminded me of that. They said the same thing for Black Panther. So like, this old guy was like, yeah, so the like the Black Panthers was like an actual thing.
Mm-hmm.
He said now when you type in Black Panthers, fucking Marvel comes up.
Yeah.
That shit is, hey man, that's crazy. I never known that though. So he's on some Austin Powers shit, froze his body, or just his head.
That's the theory. Method of preserving body
Rich
freezing
people are
liquid.
crazy.
It is stored in a freezable chamber. As a method of it may never be individuals who choose to have their frozen, nothing to lose mindset. There's a rich man that did that recently. I seen it in like a random article. No one can pinpoint exactly where the rumors started with Walt Disney allegedly frozen body, hiding place. 1964 published a book, created buzz about Walt Disney passing away just 2 years later. Well, this person's a typo. The idea of freezing his body wasn't impossible. Yeah, so that was a funny one. That was a fun one.
The truth about Walt Disney's cryogenically frozen head. A popular belief that circulated for years is that when Walt Disney passed away, his body
That's
and/or
crazy,
head
bro.
were cryogenically frozen and hidden in the tunnels underneath Cinderella Castle or somewhere in Disneyland. This began circulating because of tabloids at the time of Walt's death in 1966 and fueled by books written by sources claiming to be credible on the matter despite having no real basis
what if it's
for
really
their
there?
claims. When Walt Disney passed, not only was Disney World nowhere
That's
close to
crazy.
completion, but his remains were cremated and his
Hold on,
death
pause that.
certificate
Pause that. You said she just said before Disney was built. Yeah, go back. What she just say?
despite
Before it
having
was
no
built?
real basis for their claims. When Walt Disney passed, not only was Disney World nowhere close to completion, but his
I believe it now.
remains
off
were
of that.
cremated and his death certificate is signed by the attendant verifying
So apparently his death certificate, it says he was cremated.
his cremation. His remains reside in Glendale, California, and his family has verified his death as well. His daughter Diane even debunked this myth, saying, "There's absolutely no truth that my father, Walt Disney, wished to
Why?
be frozen. I doubt that
His
my
daughter
father
said
had
that, I'll
ever
leave it
heard of
alone.
cryonics." What's the most bizarre Disney myth you've heard? Follow
If the daughter said that, I'm not gonna argue with the daughter. If she doesn't believe,
Well, I'm
no
not gonna
doubt.
argue with her, but I'd still, I mean, I'd still like to think, I'd still like to believe that. I mean, why would the daughter be like, oh yeah, he is frozen under Disney World? Like, so someone can pull up with a fucking bulldozer skid loader and just start digging up Disney World.
That's
know?
crazy.
You think, you know what Jeff Bezos needs? Jeff Bezos needs to buy Disney and just dig up the whole park.
Honestly,
Or search
the park.
Search the park.
I never knew that was the thing. The fact that it's actually like a popular rumor is crazy, bro. I'm actually about to do some more research on that shit, man. In my little Reese voice.
Yeah, it is. It's like it's popular.
He was trying to Han Solo himself. Somebody in the comments.
So I think, yeah, I like that. I like that one.
I like
think
that
it's
one.
kind of cool, and then it just ties in like when they dropped the movie Frozen, that it just kind of
No, you fucked me up with that one. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
yeah, because like I looked up Walt Disney Frozen, and I still got like a lot
Still
of.
gonna come up with that shit.
I still got like I got a few like the conspiracy theory articles because I was a little like it probably came to light a little bit, but yeah, these are all like early like 20. These are all like 2021, 2023, 2022 articles. So people been back into it. Probably talking about it, but like I think if you just look up like Disney Frozen, it's just gonna be all the
That's wild, bro.
all that shit.
Damn, we didn't even get to talk about all the conspiracies today. We've been having
I
a good
know.
time.
Might have to make this like a Saturday thing or something.
Shit, we can.
Make it like a segment on Saturdays where we just talk about conspiracies if we got some new ones that we want to bring up and talk about.
We could do it. Oh shit, that picture's crazy. They're funny as fuck. The second one. That is wild. Now for sure, we definitely definitely have conspiracy Saturdays.
Wow. Well, yeah, there's a lot of cool shit to dig into. It's a rabbit hole. We could be here for
Whole
12
rabbit hole.
hours.
That's a fact, bro.
Digging into Disney's Heads Frozen. But this is Ricky from Waterwave at Waterwave TV on all platforms. That's Wayne from the St. Elmo Podcast at St. Elmo Podcast 1 on Instagram. Go tap in with him on YouTube as well. And this was the Waterwave Morning Show, May 13th,